All right, what's going on, boys and girls? We're here with another recommendations video. In this one, we're going to be looking at 5 games to try out on your Steam Deck. So a little caveat with this particular list. There is one game that is going to be supposedly Steam Deck verified, but that current list of games is kind of problematic because we don't know if it's actually playable or not. But we're going to be using ProtonDB as the indicator, so we'll be using that. And I wanted to highlight games that might not necessarily get highlighted because of everybody else pushing like Doom Eternal and Doom and Cyberpunk and all the other stuff, and kind of wanted to show some of the other games that are either native Linux games that are probably going to work on the deck anyway because they're native Linux games, or other games that should be in the conversation for being highlighted to play on the deck. So let's roll into it. So the first game we have up is not going to push your Steam Deck very hard in the way it's designed or looks, but it is a fun as heck game. And the nice thing with this game is you can play it on those microbyte segments because of the instant on-off that the Steam Deck has in the works. The game I'm talking about is called Dex. It is a 2.5D side-scrolling open world cyberpunk action-adventure game with choice and consequences and all the other stuff. It's really just about a game at exploring the dark, dingy, dirty world of cyberpunk that we don't get a whole lot, and it does it a whole lot better than its big budget brother. So do yourself a favor, pick this game up and try it. It is a Linux native build. And next up, we have a multiplayer game. What happens when Halo meets Portal in multiplayer? You get this game. This game is called Splitgate. It is a Linux native game. It is a fun multiplayer game. The Portals make a strategy and gameplay totally different than what you would normally expect in areas you can go to, and fast-paced arena shooter, all that tied into a native Linux game that doesn't get a lot of love, and it's actually pretty nice looking too. So, and who doesn't want to shoot somebody in the face and say boom, headshot? And so the next game we have up is Batman Arkham Origins. Go back to the beginning. How was Batman when he first started out? This game is usually considered the weaker of the Batman Arkham games, but I would consider this probably the better of the games, considering I'm not a big fan personally of Arkham Knight and the way that one turned out. How do you make the Batmobile boring? This one leans more heavily into the detective modes, and the other stuff there is combat, kind of an open worldish, but it's really a fun game. Not Steam Deck verified, but it is rated gold on ProtonDB. So try it out on Deck, see if it works. And next up, we have the one Steam verified game for Deck, and that is Ace Combat 7 Unknown Skies. Who doesn't want to go around flying through the open skies and shooting your enemies down in a hail of bullets or a hail of missiles, and dogfight and all the other fun stuff that goes with it? Engaging ground combat as far as mission structures, different jets, all the fun stuff. There's even a VR, but this is for the Steam Deck, so we're not looking at VR. Definitely a fun game. And then next up, we hear a lot about Forza and all the other multiple racing games, but one that doesn't get a lot of love, at least as far as being mentioned, and it goes for a reasonable price, unlike Forza or some of these other games racing games that are really expensive for a really long time. This one is the original Project Cars. Still looks good today. Show off and have your high frame rate racing game on the go. Like, what's not to like about that? And no, this is not verified, but it is rated gold on ProtonDB. And there you folks go. Another 5 game recommendations to try out on your brand new shiny Steam Deck that you might not have tried, just simply because people are not looking at these games. People are looking at the verified list. There's a whole lot bigger collection sitting in your backlog, I'm sure. So you guys know what to do. Comment, rate, subscribe, all the fun stuff, and catch more on the Destination Linux Network and GameSphere. This episode of GameSphere is brought to you by DigitalOcean. Cloud computing can be, let's say, complex, but standing up reliable, affordable cloud infrastructure really doesn't have to be. At DigitalOcean, you can enjoy a comprehensive portfolio of compute, storage, database, and networking products that put your cloud infrastructure in capable hands so you and your team can get back to doing what matters most, building world-changing apps that grow your business. Predictable pricing, robust product docs, and services that developers love. That's DigitalOcean. Get support at every stage of growth, from teams of 1 to teams of 1,000, with simple, powerful cloud computing. Get growing at DigitalOcean. As a listener and viewer of GameSphere and a member of the DLN community, you get to get started for free. In fact, even better than free, because DigitalOcean is going to give you a $100 credit when you sign up at do.co/tux2022. That's do.co/tux2022. We changed the URL to Tux for many reasons, but for reference, Tux is the name of the mascot for Linux. So again, to get started with your free $100 credit on DigitalOcean's awesome cloud platform, go to do.co/tux2022. We want to thank DigitalOcean for sponsoring this episode of GameSphere.